So what songs have we got? Have we got a sort of list of what we've got? Because
a lot of them are I mean, there's too much of a list there. There's certainly everything. Absolutely everything.
I've got a feeling, Don't Let Me Down, Get Back.
I don't know what that is.
I'd Like a Love That's Right.
I'd Like a Love That... We learned the chorus of George's Rocky.
Long and Winding Road, Let It Be. For you, Blue.
Oh, You Blue, that's the one we recorded at George of the Hawaiian. I love You Blue.
Two of us. All I Want Is You. Across the Universe now. Max Silverhammer.
Route 999.
One after 909.
One after 909.
No question have we got an answer.
It's like all these new ones we've got to do to make up the number don't exist.
Right.
We've got them all,
I mean, you've got the live album.
Yeah.
One of John Lennon's last explosive acts, while still an active part of the Beatles, was to leak what was to become their final album, 8 months before its official release date. This, in turn, led almost single-handedly to the creation of the murky world of bootleg recordings. On the 22nd of September 1969, 4 days before the release of Abbey Road, one US radio station broadcast what they believed to be the Beatles' entire next album, 32 weeks before the official release of Let It Be.
This is all of side 2 from the Beatles' next album called Get Back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's see. Okay, we're having a little trouble with the stereo, so we'll try it now. I think it should work. This is Get Back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It wasn't quite the final official album, but it was pretty damn close. Engineer Glyn Johns had started work on remixing the Get Back sessions on the 30th of January and again between March and May, producing 2 distinct acetates, a kind of pre-release test pressing, and his first one found its way to several US radio stations. With the rapidly approaching and pre-agreed release date set for Abbey Road, John Lennon was becoming increasingly frustrated with the non-release of the Get Back tapes, gathering dust on the shelves since 6 months. Worse still, there was no consensus from all 4 Beatles on when and how any Get Back album should be released. John was keen to get out these rough-sounding sessions as soon as possible. John had already told the other Beatles privately that he was leaving the group. His focus had shifted to the Plastic Ono Band. Leaking a failed version of these sessions may have served to demystify the legend of the Beatles just as John was about to launch his own solo career. John was reasonably friendly with Richie York, a Canadian journalist designated as the official peace ambassador for the War Is Over campaign.
Wherever we could, we got large billboards, you know.
Last question, Mr. Lennon, how about the costs of such a campaign?
I don't want to think about the cost of such a campaign, you know, but I'll have to write a song or two to earn the money back.
John reportedly handed over the acetate either during an interview in London or during his trip to Toronto for the Rock and Roll Revival Festival. In turn, York allegedly gave the acetate to Toronto-based station Chum FM.
From Toronto, more music with Jay Nelson. 1050 Chum.
Chum FM then shared it with other Canadian stations based in Windsor and Niagara Falls. From there, an AM station in New York obtained a copy and began airing individual tracks on the 20th of September.
This is WKBW at 1520 on your Buffalo dial.
At around the same time, Beatles press officer Derek Taylor is rumoured to have given the acetate to his friend, San Francisco-based DJ Tom Donahue. Donahue, in turn, shared it with DJ Steven Seagal, then working at cutting-edge Boston radio station WBCN-FM, which went one further and wasted no time in playing both sides in high fidelity and uninterrupted by adverts.
Side 2 of the Beatles Get Back will do all of side 1 and so much more new stuff that it's not to be believed between now and 10 o'clock. This is going to be fun.
Sure is.
You want to stay around, Mississippi? This is Get Back. I suppose in the spirit of the Beatles Get Back album, you just you spit on the microphone and stuff.
It must have been astonishing to those North American listeners to hear the first new Beatles material for more than a year, and way ahead of the rest of the world. There were substantial differences between the tracks on Glyn Johns' acetate and those that were finally released as the Let It Be album. In fact, there were 3 songs on the acetate which were not released until fairly recently. Ultimately, John's attempt to jumpstart the official release was in vain. Capitol responded by issuing legal cease and desist orders, sending telegrams and formal notices to several North American stations, threatening lawsuits if they did not stop playing the unreleased material. It would not be until May 1970 that Get Back would see an official release, by then retitled as Let It Be, a fitting and rather mournful epitaph to a band that was no longer getting back together. However, the genie was out of the bottle, and the broadcast became so popular that it became quickly bootlegged, titled Come Back, thus inspiring a whole new sub-industry of Beatles bootlegs. Come Back proved there was a big market for high-quality studio outtakes and unreleased versions. In those early days, the records were sold from the classified ads of record magazines, through underground newspapers, and mostly through mail-order brochures. A Beatles bootleg record would cost you about $4 each in the early 1970s. During the 1970s, a nostalgic John continued to engage with the underground to obtain bootleg live recordings of the Beatles for his own personal collection. One of the most famous items in his collection was the bootleg Yellow Matter Custard, which featured 14 BBC radio performances from 1963. John was reportedly so impressed by the sound quality that he personally recommended the album to Paul.
Just saying, I heard some of the tracks. Somebody must have pirated them, Bernie, in America, you know. I've heard Saturday Club. We did a lot of tracks that were never recorded on record for Saturday Club. A lot of stuff we'd been doing in the cabin or Hamburg and that. So there's some good stuff then. They were well recorded too. I think I picked up a pirate record of it, but I'm not sure because I buy all the pirate records and file them away. Don't play them, you know, keep them.
So they're all in mint condition?
Yeah, stuff from Sweden and things like that where there was good live shows done.
Fans had to wait patiently for 53 years for all of the bootleg material on Come Back to be officially released. The 33 minutes of Beatles dialogue on Come Back were taken from the same tapes that were eventually released as the Fly on the Wall segment of the Let It Be Naked album in 2003.
Includes a Fly on the Wall bonus disc, a unique insight into the Beatles at work. This is Let It Be as it was meant to be. Let It Be Naked, the album, in stores now.
Whilst it was not until 2021 that the Glyn Johns mix saw the final official light of day.